Probably should have done this before, but let's say forego that because in theory, right now, the Prime Vault is live. Even though it's actually 3 minutes old, the game is still updating. This will be update 29.2. This will bring the relics back for Ember Prime, Frost Prime, the Reaper Prime, the Latron Prime, the Sicarus Prime, and the Glaive Prime. You can, of course, buy the whole thing. You can buy just Ember's Prime Vault that will, of course, bring the Sicarus Prime and the Glaive Prime with it, as well as the accessories. That would be the Pyra Prime Sandana and 400 Platinum. With Frost, there is the Reaper Prime, the Latron Prime, or Frost Prime, or you can just buy the accessories, which would basically be 200 Platinum and the Pyra Prime Sandana. The Titanium Extractor Prime and a blueprint for it are good for finding resources on weapons, but I think it's going to be Frost's that is going to be the more sought after, because it has the Mesa Prime Sandana that was the first Prime Sandana. It was also available on Ember first. Ooh, look, the update notes are actually there now. They weren't there before. Literally, you could tell I just clicked on it because it said that it was only 3 minutes old. But all of these relics can be found in-game, because all of those parts will drop from relics, and because this is Frost Prime and Ember Prime, this is I think somebody said it was the third, or that's already been here 3 times. Would that make this the fourth, or is this the third time those two have arrived? Meaning, to find the relics, all you really kind of have to do is search the codex. That's still Ember? No, that's Ember, Loki, and Frost. And just go in here and search for Frost Prime. It will bring up all the relics that he can drop from and where you can get them from. Spoiler warning, any vaulted relic that has been unvaulted will basically drop from bounties. Cetus bounties, or Valus bounties, or Cambion Drift bounties. For the record, Cetus should still say Plains of Eidolon, because technically Orb Valus is the open world, Cambion Drift is the open world, Cetus is the town. This, of course, does still work with Ember as well. If you search for Ember, it will do exactly the same if you search for Latron. It will tell you which relics you need for which parts. That one is actually a vaulted one, can't get that one. If they are not available, this will not appear unless you own it, for the record. Neither will that one, or that one. Okay, any that has Frost Prime, Glaive Prime, Sicarus Prime, Latron Prime, and Ember Prime parts will be dropping from the open world bounties. Cambion Drift bounties, Plains of Eidolon bounties, and Orb Valus bounties. That is how you get the new relics, to be able to pick these up in-game. If you do not want to go and actually pick these up and just maybe want to pick up that, because Mesa Prime Sandana. The Mesa Prime Sandana. A lot of people also called this a massive nerf when they kind of, and I would have to find it here, changed Marked for Death to basically not work as well as it was. Well, they have kind of undone this, because if you look at it, Marked for Death changes, they are bringing the damage back up. It literally says, we're bringing the damage back up. It is starting at 75%, it will cap at 150%. There may possibly be more buffs to that to come. More importantly, at least to... Actually, it's not more importantly, that mod was kind of... I wouldn't say it was nerfed through the floor, but if they are buffing it this quickly, it means it was more nerfed than they had first thought they were going to be. But, more importantly to me, and a lot of people still working on the helminth system here, it comes with the railjack resources being added to bile. Meaning if you go to feed him and you click on bile, there is actually more resources here. That still takes 5. You're not... Okay, that takes 900. They were added What? Railjack resources to this. It should also take less, by the way. Yes. Okay, good. That was 15,000 copperites. But this isn't just for bile, it changed all railjack resources. Anything that drops from there has been reduced. Titanium halved. Tracones? That's more than halved. That's gone from 10,000 to 1. Cubics now take 7. They did say something about a whole grab bag for this, but there it is. Stay tuned. But bile now uses these things, meaning it's just going to be so much easier. More on this in a different video, mainly because I've already started doing that. As for the rest of it, there is just optimizations and a ton of fixes. As always, this whole thing was basically just about Ember Prime and Frost Prime returning, but for me, the changes to the whole bile system, the rest of it, kind of meaningless to me. The bile system, oh, this means I can finally get back to growing flowers. As for which one you want to go for first, it's completely up to you. The best way I can put this is Frost Prime is good for defense missions. With his snow globe, he really is. But since the changes to Ember Prime, or Ember herself, were actually made for World on Fire, oh, I will admit, I have seen her doing things that I never thought were going to be possible with her, and what is going on? Well, there's weird lighting going on there. She is way better now, and even though she used to be worth a fortune in parts, Ember Prime, still probably one of my favourite frames. I do miss the old World on Fire, but when I say the old World on Fire, I mean the World on Fire from 7 years ago. Not the the one where it just had a circle going around the head. Was it 4 World of Fires ago? No, 3. The amount of these resources I used was nuts. Not just for bile, but in general. So I really like the fact that they've changed the railjack resources, because it's not like these things are extremely easy to get a hold of, because you obviously have to play railjack, which, let's just say, is very, very time consuming. But the changes to bile I really like, and I'm so glad to see, as weird as it is to say, because they will be changing up the vault system when these two go back into the vault, so the next ones out of the vault will be ones that haven't been back before. But Ember Prime, Frost Prime, these are 2 primes that everybody should have. Loki Prime as well, because those 3 together, they are probably, I really don't want to say the 3 most useful primes, because people will get rather triggered by that, but they are, let's just say, the 3 first primes that everybody should really get. Frost for defense, Ember for, let's just say, dealing damage, and Loki for stealth missions, spy missions and such. There are so many other primes that you could get before these, but I think instead of jumping down that whole rabbit hole, that we'll leave this off here for now. And the Pyrite Prime Sandana doesn't look too bad. Is that the Prime? Yeah, I didn't think it was. That's the Prime. You can, of course, change the colour of it, but I thought that Sandana was a bit wrong there. It just looked, well, I'm going to say it again. Wrong. The Prime one always has gold bits on. But, anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.